Coming up tonight on Sports Paws, the Quinnipiac softball team took on the Manhattan Jaspers, and beat reporter Olivia Gruber will join the show to discuss their success. The Quinnipiac men's lacrosse team took on nationally ranked Sacred Heart. Could they get back into the win column? Plus, the Quinnipiac baseball team took on Niagara in a 3-game series. Now, tonight is the first edition of senior shows for this season, and I don't have a partner yet, which means I'm going to have to make a call to the bullpen. Sports Paws starts right now. Good evening and welcome to Sports Paws. My name is Ben Rickevicius, and why is Nick Boyd here? Shouldn't you be labeling footage?
Surprise! Unfortunately, Aaron Epstein, who was scheduled to go on tonight, is sick, so they had to yank me out of retirement.
Really, they couldn't have brought anyone else maybe a little more credentialed to be here?
No, they could not. You are stuck with me.
Well, I guess I'm happy to be stuck with you. We've got breaking news at the top of the show. The Quinnipiac women's basketball team will reportedly hire Roman Owen as the program's next head coach. Per On3's Talia Goodman, Owen has spent the last 6 seasons as the associate head coach for the UNLV Rebels under Lindy LaRocca, making 3 NCAA tournament appearances. Owen will just be the second head coach in program history.
Connecticut won't be foreign territory for him. Before Vegas, he was an assistant at Yale for 3 seasons, and Owen got his start coaching at the NAIA level in his home state of Oklahoma. His job now, filling the massive shoes left by Tricia Fabry in the wake of her retirement and filling out the team's roster for next season.
Those are some pretty big shoes to fill, but let's pivot to this weekend's action on the diamond. The Quinnipiac softball team is off to its best start in conference play in program history. Entering the weekend with an 11-3 MAC record, the Bobcats welcome the Manhattan Jaspers to town for a doubleheader on Friday. Last season, QU swept the doubleheader in Riverdale. Manhattan coming into the series with a 4-6 conference record. Bottom of the first, Kennedy DeMott lines one into deep right field to bring in Sophia Vega from third for the Bobcats' first of many runs on the afternoon. It's 1-0 QU.
In the 4th inning, DeMott at the plate again. No doubt about this one. A solo home run to left field, 2-0 Bobcats. Zero doubt in anybody's mind about that one.
Absolutely. Let's jump to the 5th inning. Bobcats still at it. Natalia Apatiga gets in on the fun. She drives in an RBI of her own. DeMott scores from second on the RBI single to left center, making it 6-0, and that's where the game would go final. Bobcats take game 1.
Game 2, guess who's on base? It's Kennedy DeMott. Riley Potter sending this ball the other way to bring her home. An RBI double makes it 2-0 Quinnipiac very early.
The more you throw to DeMott, the more she's going to hit it. DeMott demolishes this softball into center field, bringing in the 6th and 7th runs for her on the day. Bobcats lead 6-0.
Nice. Allie Hochstadter now in the bottom of the 4th inning. She hits a screamer off the bottom of the fence in right, bringing in another run. It's 10-0.
Oof.
Blowout.
Just piling it on. It was a whole lot of Bobcats until the top of the 5th inning. Samantha Kelly finally gets the Jaspers on the board with an RBI on a ground out to second, making it 10-1, and that's where that score would go final.
Yeah, they won that one by the mercy rule. What a weekend for Kennedy DeMott. A home run and 7 RBIs across the 2 games. After dominating the doubleheader on Friday, Quinnipiac was looking for the sweep on getaway day, but the Jaspers were able to salvage the last game of the series, defeating the Bobcats 5-1. Carissa Spring allowed 1 unearned run over 7 innings, limiting Quinnipiac hitters to only 4 base runners all game. Center fielder Brianna Estevez led the offense for Manhattan, going 2 for 4 with a 2-run home run. The Bobcats will look to get back in the win column at Fairfield for a doubleheader tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Well, we now welcome Olivia Gruber, Q30 softball beat reporter, to the desk. Olivia, thanks for joining us. Now, I got to ask, a hot start for this team, 11-3 in MAC play. How do you see the rest of their season shaping out?
There's going to be those rough patches in the road. I mean, right now, they're ranked 12-4 in the MAC, along with Marist in first and Siena in second. I mean, they still have to play Marist, and that's going to be here in Hamden on April 18th and 19th. So Marist has been, that top 25 mid-major team so far, and that's going to be tough. Of course, they're going to hit that roadblock, and it's going to be that series to look out for. Fairfield's going to be tough as well, but I see Marist being the most toughest MLAX series this season.
Now, pitching obviously so important for a playoff run. Which pitcher has been the ace to you so far, and who's going to be trusted the most down the stretch?
I'm between two pitchers in Shannon Kendall and Lainey Addy, but I'm going to go with Shannon Kendall more because they're using her sort of like they used Sydney Horan last year. Shannon Kendall currently has a 4.5 ERA right now with a 12-7 win-loss record. She's pitched the majority of games, and it shows. She's pitched over 105 innings, 24 batters walked, and struck out 39. She's a sophomore on this squad, so of course she has about 2 more seasons left. But Lainey Addy has also been great, having a 4.87 ERA as well, 5-3 win-loss record, giving up 50 hits, 29 strikeouts, walked 20 batters. So it's between the two, but it's going to be more Shannon Kendall.
On the offensive side of things, Kennedy DeMott, a huge weekend, 7 RBIs just in that doubleheader alone. Who else do you expect the Bobcats to lean on as we get down the stretch of the season?
I'm going to say Kennedy DeMott, like
Okay.
you just said, and Sophia Vega. They're both captains on this squad, both seniors, both from California. Kennedy DeMott right now, she's been a monster for this squad. 28 RBIs on the season, 10 of them coming against Niagara in the doubleheader on March 24th. 7 of them, like you said, coming against Manhattan this past Friday specifically. Kennedy DeMott also sits at 9th in the MAC with a .375 batting average. Sophia Vega recently just hit a 100 hits. That's a huge career milestone for any player on the softball diamond. It's huge. All players would want to reach that, and of course I would as well. Right now, she continues to pile on those hits. 21 on the season so far. And she's also that defensive unit at third, having a fielding percentage of .968. So I feel like both of them, they're going to lead this team as captains and lead this team to their second consecutive MAC tournament.
Well, there's something about that California connection in the lineup for the Bobcats. That was excellent insight, as always, Olivia. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Olivia. The Quinnipiac men's lacrosse team has seen its fair share of struggles this season, losing 8 of its last 9 games. In the competition, it's not getting any easier. They hit the road to take on number 20 ranked Sacred Heart on Saturday afternoon. Last time these two teams met was in the MAC semifinals last year, where the Pioneers blew out the Bobcats to eliminate them. Strong start for the Pios. Cole Marsala with a feed to AJ Mandalore, who buries the goal to tie this game up at 2 early. Then charging in the midfield, Thomas Andrea gets the ball and he puts it in. Bobcats up 3-2. This game was so back and forth, Nick. JJ Fox ends up getting the ball on this possession and ties it up at 3 for Sacred Heart. We move to the second quarter. Pioneers pull ahead. Cohen Rose fires one in to make it an 8-3 ball game, but the Bobcats were still battling. Ethan McGerald finds Marsala for his second of the game. We move to the third, and this game's still close. Nate Watson scores off a rebound, completing the hat trick. His goal brings them within 1. But the Pioneers aren't backing down. Matt Pepe with a ridiculous behind-the-back score, putting Sacred Heart up 11-9. Cats aren't done either, though. Johnny Carafa winds up from distance and snipes in the game-tying goal. And Glenn Platania charges down the field to give the Bobcats a lead. Heading into the fourth, Bobcats trying to survive, and Tommy Bull snipes one in for Sacred Heart. It's 14-12. But the man of the hour, Nate Watson, shakes his defender and fires it home to make it 15-13. Bobcats tack on one more. They complete the comeback against a ranked team behind Nate Watson's 4 goals.
That might be one of the games of the year in the Metro, Ben. Following the upset win against the Pioneers, there was a serious shakeup at the top of the MAC standings. The Siena Saints jump into the top spot in the MAC with their 5-0 conference record. Right behind them is Sacred Heart and Marist, tied each with 1 conference loss apiece. Canisius and Quinnipiac tied. The Bobcats are still looking for their first win at home with 2 home games left to play in the regular season.
It's going to be a fun ride to the end. Following the upset win, senior goalie Evan Miner got a little extra recognition. Miner took home this week's MAC Player of the Week award for defensive players. He tallied 13 saves in the win against Sacred Heart. Miner becomes the second Bobcat to win a Player of the Year honor this season, joining Nate Watson. Up next, senior day against a good Mount St. Mary's team on Saturday.
Do you feel that, Ben?
Wait, I think I do, Nick. Could it be what I think it is?
That's right. We're at our first commercial break of the night.
Oh boy.
But don't go anywhere, as the women's lacrosse team traveled to 2 conference road games this weekend, taking on Iona and Merrimack.
Pack up the buses, maybe pack a snack or two. Should be a fun trip. And speaking of conference games, the baseball team hosted the Niagara Purple Eagles in a 3-game series on that beautiful Quinnipiac baseball field. Don't go anywhere. Sports Paws is coming right back.
You know you don't have to wear your PT gear anymore, right?
It's comfortable.
So how's civilian life treating you?
It's fine.
When I got out, I didn't want to admit that there was anything wrong because I felt like a failure. And then I realized, like, there's nothing to be ashamed of. So I started talking to someone. Maybe you are fine, but if you're not, it's okay.
Thank you.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Have you ever helped a fellow veteran?
Yes.
I do my best reaching out to my brothers and sisters in arms.
Have you ever asked for help yourself?
Most of us, we're not gonna admit that we need to help.
You don't have someone to kind of help you guide those thoughts. It can be really bad.
It's just a beautiful space when someone can trust you and say, listen, I need help.
Do you enjoy Quinnipiac sports?
I just keep believing you're going to pick Paige Girardi over Carson Martin. I think
Floor
Carson
general,
Martin,
absolute glue guy on the court.
Then Bobcat Breakdown is the place for you.
'Twas the night of Bobcat Breakdown, and all through the suite, all the producers were running round, getting ready for show of the week.
I brought mittens because I think that half of this take is cold.
I think us Anthonys think alike because I had the exact same idea as you.
Tune in to Bobcat Breakdown every Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m. on q30tv.com/watch.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing to keep us focused.
A habit we never skip, to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health. Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mental health. Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Welcome back to Sports Paws. Let's stick with lacrosse. Quinnipiac women's lacrosse is coming off an 8-point win over Manhattan. The Bobcats went down to New Rochelle to take on the Iona Gales, looking to improve to a 2-2 conference record. Quinnipiac defeated Iona 18-5. This game got out of hand early. The Bobcats offense erupted for 9 goals in the first quarter and held the Gales to only 1. Kate Bandowski led the Bobcats with 5 goals and 2 assists in the win. Mia Delmont also tacked on 4 goals of her own. The grand total of 18 goals is the most the team has scored in a single game this season. After knocking off the Gales, the Bobcats improved to 4-2 on the road.
Talk about dominance. The squad looked to push that win streak to 3 up at Merrimack on Saturday, but they couldn't pull it off, dropping that game 15-14 to the Warriors. Sofia Ingenito scored 5 goals, including the game winner, and Merrimack scored 5 unanswered in the fourth quarter to storm back and take the match. This is Quinnipiac's 3rd MAC game this season that they've lost by 1 goal to opponents.
Tough luck there. Following the loss, 3 teams remain undefeated in conference play: Fairfield, Mount St. Mary's, and Niagara. But that's not going to be the case for long, as the Stags and Mount face off Wednesday. Canisius, Sacred Heart, and Marist are tied for 4th place with identical 3-2 records. Quinnipiac sits tied for 7th with the Siena Saints, who they are not scheduled to play this season. 2 teams remain without a win in MAC play: the Iona Gales, who just lost to the Bobcats, and the Ryder Bronx, who make the trip to Hamden on Wednesday. After sweeping St. Peter's on the road last weekend, Quinnipiac baseball continued MAC play against Niagara this weekend at home. Game 1, the Bobcats trying to keep momentum sky high after coming off a 17-6 win over UMass Tuesday. Top of the first, Elijah Hamill drives one to deep right, kissed that one goodbye. 2-0 Purple Eagles early. A walk from James Marino and Peyton Van Kiss with the bases loaded ties the game up for the Bobcats after 1. In the second, ground ball to Alex Irizarry. There's a miscue, and off the error, 3 Niagara runs score. It's 5-2 Purple Eagles. Let's jump to the 5th inning. Bobcats offense trying to respond. Kyle Garbowski sends one deep off the right field wall. It takes a skip, and he's on his high horse. He's rounding the bases, and he will secure the Little League home run after a triple and then throwing error on the play. The Bobcats back within 2 runs. Alex Irizarry up next for the Bobcats. He drives one to right field. It's caught by the right fielder, but bobbled after the catch, and a run will be able to score on the sac fly. It's a 1-run game Going into the 7th, things getting a little dramatic in Hamden. To the 7th we go. Jason Green lines one to center, and Curtis McKay will score on the play. Purple Eagles back up 2. Runner tries to steal a base. Cole Constable throws him out, but Niagara tacks on another run. It's 8-5. Bottom of the 7th, Irizarry trying to play hero. He sends one out to right field and kiss that one goodbye as well. It's a 2-run game, but it just wouldn't be enough for the Bobcats. They fall in the opener 8-6, excuse me. James Pazdera started a good outing before eventually just couldn't get the job done.
Man, I'll tell you, Quinnipiac looked like the Boston Red Sox defensively on Thursday, committing 4 errors. Wow. Q30's Freddie Martin has more on the defensive woes.
You can't have 4 errors in a game and expect to win it. Like, we'll find ways to win in that, but like, it's gonna make things hard.
After a tough 8-6 loss to Niagara on Friday, head coach John Delaney had one simple message in his post-game presser: clean up the errors.
You can't have multiple happen in a row. Like, that's where it hurts you, because then it allows a team to have too much momentum.
The Bobcats had 4 across the contest, tied for their most in a game all season. Their small ball approach also struggled, spoiling many opportunities to tie the score late in the game.
I mean, we had that big situation with 1st and 2nd today. We need that bunt to get down, and that would have changed the inning drastically, because that turned into potentially 2-3-run inning maybe to a no-run inning, which is big.
While the defense and offense didn't have their best showing, the one positive the Bobcats can take away from the loss was pitching, with the Bobcats bullpen not allowing a run across 6 innings.
Paz gave us a good outing early. He struggled a little bit. I mean, he was in some jams, which didn't help. Ponce did a good job out of the pen for us. Balcom was awesome. So, I mean, the pitchers did a good job.
Even after praising the pitching, Delaney's frustration surrounding the plethora of errors showed, a factor that has cost them games in the past.
You know, we put ourselves in a situation to win a game. We just can't, we can't make as many mistakes.
The Bobcats do have 2 more chances to bounce back this weekend, though, and they plan to carry the same approach and mindset as they have all season.
Whoever we're facing doesn't change what we do. It's just we just got to make sure that we can continue the brand of ball that we need to do to win.
Quinnipiac now aims to take the final 2 games of the series and claim back-to-back MAC Series victories. Reporting for Q30 Sports, I'm Freddie Martin.
Needing a bounce back, Quinnipiac looked to tie the series up with the big fella, Andrew Rubayo, on the bump. Quinnipiac leaving some offensive opportunities on the table in the first game. They stranded 8 runners, looking for a change of fortune in this one. The beautiful powder blues on, and that swing from Reese Kosar, beautiful as well. A high fastball rocked into the gap for a RBI triple, 1-0 Niagara. Runner at first now, James Marino laying down a textbook perfect bunt. He's out, but Alex Irizarry gets to second. That's exactly what coach asked him to do. Then Cole Constable gets the runner home with a sac fly to the opposite field. We're tied at 1. Now in the 5th inning, 2-2 ball game. Not anymore. Christian Smith, holy, crushes a solo homer to left. His 5th of the season. Little helmet tap at the plate and gets the boys fired up. They got some good camaraderie in that dugout.
Love those jerseys too, by the way.
Yeah. 6th inning, Mason Olsh in now, and Curtis McKay gets him right away. A solo homer to deep left center. We are tied again. It's McKay again on Olsh, sending it out to left field. Marino, unbelievable. He's bashing his glove on the wall. That would be the final score. That's the ball game. Niagara 4, Quinnipiac 3. Good starting pitching outings. Bobcats just couldn't get it done once again.
That baseball had a family. Bobcats trying to salvage the series in Game 3. Niagara already up 1-0. Cole Constable puts the ball in play. The throw from third is off, and Quinnipiac will get a run across the plate, tying this game up at 1 apiece.
Into the 5th inning, Alex Irizarry breaks the tie with an RBI double down the foul line. Christian Smith comes home to score. It's 2-1 Bobcats.
Johnny Montgomery coming into the game for Niagara, but he's greeted rudely by Peyton Vankiss, who dumps one into right field, and Jack Balser scores from third, and the Bobcats have a 3-1 lead.
Mike Poncini in the game now, and he just can't find the strike zone. 2 hit by pitches and a walk. Bases are juiced, nobody out.
Yeah, big opportunity. They got to bring in Matt Alduino. Ground ball rolled over to Christian Smith. He tries to flip back to Alduino. Initially, they called the runner safe at first. They got to take a review, and that call's overturned. He is indeed out. Bobcats holding on to a slim 4-3 lead going to the 9th.
Big break there. Niagara down to their last out. A deep fly ball down the line. Will it go? No. James Marino's got it. At Matt Alduino with the 6-out save, sparkling outing for the starter Sam Wright. He went 7 innings of 1-run ball. Quinnipiac, with a long road trip coming up, they're not back home until April 22nd. With 6 series left against conference opponents, there's still a lot of time left for fringe playoff teams to emerge. Ryder holds down the top spot at 12-3, with Fairfield and Marist trailing them at 9-3 and 11-4 respectively. After winning 5 of their last 7 in conference, Quinnipiac sits right in the middle of the MAC standings at 6-6, tied with Canisius. Mount St. Mary's is nipping at their heels, though, at 7-8. The MAC tournament begins on May 20th in Wappingers Falls, New York.
Now, let's flip over to acrobatics and tumbling. See what I did there? The undefeated Baylor Bears remain in first place. They're coming off a 25-point win over Duquesne. Oregon claims second. They've won 3 in a row. Quinnipiac in third. Their lone loss of the season to Oregon. Iona jumps up from 7th to number 5 following the loss to Quinnipiac. Augustana and Gannon and St. Leo round out the top 8. Major matchup going down tonight, though. Number 1 Baylor and number 2 Oregon meeting in Eugene. The Bears defeated the Ducks in the first matchup between the two this season.
Bears and Ducks, oh my. On Friday, the Bobcats took a trip to Baltimore to finish off their regular season. Quinnipiac earned its 5th win of the season over Morgan State, winning 267.870 to 236.560, cementing its number 3 national ranking ahead of the NCATA National Championships. The Bobcats won all 6 events and closed the meet, posting a 90.12 in the team routine. On the horizon, the NCATA National Championships in Azusa, California. Those kick off, Ben, on April 23rd.
Looking forward to those, Nick.
Ben, you know what I could go for right now? A nice hot cup of joe.
Oh, that sounds lovely, Nick. Why don't we go get some during this commercial break? When we come back, the winter sports transfer portal is hotter than pavement on a summer day. Multiple big-name Bobcats testing the waters this offseason.
Plus, it's a bird? It's a plane? Nah, it's the top 5 plays. We have the best moments of the week coming up next on Sports Paws.
The go-to Quinnipiac news source for students by students. We've got the latest on campus news, student life, and stories all around the country. Get to know your local community with features on Hamden businesses and politics. Everything you need to know, all in 30 minutes. Wednesdays at 9:30, reporting for the Quinnipiac community.
I'm Melissa Sheehan. I'm Sophia DeBona.
I'm Maury Smith.
I'm Christina Tsimenis.
I'm Riley Farrell.
I'm Andrew Allison.
I'm Miranda Patorti.
We are the Q30 Newscast.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. So if you want to talk to your kids, you have to get it trending.
No, you're doing it wrong.
Let's go. Can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
Anybody want a package?
Don't worry, Sean, baby. I got you.
And you want to breathe.
He got into some sloppy situations.
Uncle Aaron's locked up for touching all those kiddos.
Here comes the boom. Boom!
Quinnipiac Tonight is Q30's premier sketch comedy show. Watch it live every other Thursday at 9:30 in the Piazza or tune in online at q30tv.com/watch.
Clap if you care.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused. A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health. Discover the resources you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. We know that there's another Connecticut team in a big game right now, but we hope that we've been just as entertaining. The women's track and field season is hitting its stride, and Q30's Andrew Goodness has the latest on the team's weekend performance.
Thanks, Nick. We're only 2 meets into the outdoor season, but the Quinnipiac track and field team is already making history. In their most recent meet, the Yukon Dogfight, 3 Bobcat records were broken on the track. Starting off the Saturday meet, senior sprinter Naisha Daly broke her own 100-meter dash record, running an 11.61 to beat her previous time of 11.66. Her teammate Izzy Anzaldo came in right behind that original mark, running at 11.67 to place the Bobcats first and second in the 100-meter event. Daly also took part in another Bobcat record, this time alongside 3 of her teammates. The Quinnipiac 4x100 team of Daly and Zaldo and their fellow sprinters Kira Baxter and Michelle Toda became the first Bobcat relay to come in under 46 seconds, setting a new program record at 45.95 seconds. The Bobcats didn't just shine in the sprint events. Graduate distance runner Veronica Luna also made her way into the Quinnipiac record books in the 3,000-meter race. Her 9:57.45 time breaks a 15-year-old record set by Kristen Stevens. Luna becomes just the second Bobcat ever to break 10 minutes in the 3,000. The Bobcats will continue their season in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania on April 11th and 12th as they take part in the Bison Outdoor Classic. Reporting for Q30 Sports, I'm Andrew Goodness.
Thanks, Andrew. Off-season news on the ice. Charlie Letty has signed a contract with the Utica Comets in the AHL. The deal will last for the remainder of the season, with the New Jersey Devils having until August 15th to sign him to an entry-level contract. The senior defenseman played in 29 games for Quinnipiac this season and tallied 2 goals and 16 assists in his 2 seasons in Hamden. The Devils' 4th-round pick served as an assistant captain for Rand Pecknold's squad this past season.
On Friday, 2 members of the Quinnipiac women's ice hockey team earned all USCHO honors. Forward Kaylin LaMarche and goaltender Felicia Frank both made the all-USCHO second team. LaMarche set new Division I program records with goals with 42 and points with 64 this season. She had 16 multi-goal games and 4 hat tricks. Talk about dominance. Between the pipes, Frank had a record of 29-9-3 and a .942 save percentage in her first season as the #1 goalkeeper.
Big news in the men's basketball transfer portal. Former MAC Player of the Year and Quinnipiac captain Amari Monroe has entered the transfer portal. Monroe spent 3 years in Hamden, averaging over 15 points and 8 rebounds a game. He was named to the All-MAC first team twice as a Bobcat. Monroe put up 13 double-doubles in his senior season. The Newburgh, New York native finished as the program's all-time D1 steals leader and 7th all-time in points scored. Last offseason, Monroe entered the transfer portal before announcing his return to Quinnipiac for his senior season.
Also entering the portal are senior guards Sim Jones and Renell Giles. Jones was a key player for the Bobcats this season, averaging 12.5 points and shooting over 46% from 3, making the All-MAC third team. Giles appeared in just 6 games, but was a key vet in the locker room. It's important to note that Monroe, Jones, and Giles would all have to receive eligibility waivers from the NCAA to play another season in college, and they could decide to explore professional opportunities as well if they cannot get additional eligibility.
And the list of players jumping in the transfer portal for the Quinnipiac women's basketball team continues to grow too. In addition to stars like Ella Ryan and Anna Foley, junior guard Carson Martin announced that she has also entered her name into the transfer portal. Martin averaged over 10 points and 3 rebounds per game during 3 seasons in Hamden. She started playing an impactful role as soon as she arrived, starting 21 games as a first year. The Georgia native was also named to the All-MAC third team this past season after helping Quinnipiac reach the MAC title game. Well, Mick, sadly, I can't enter the transfer portal this offseason. I've run out of college eligibility.
Yeah, me too, Ben. Unless you're Savion Lewis, you've got to hang up the jersey at some point. I wish there was some magical way that we could go out in style, you know?
Perhaps a mariachi band.
I like that, but I don't think we have the budget.
Oh, man.
Wait, I got it.
Okay.
One last magical top 5 plays read.
Perfect. Let's do it. We'll start with acrobatics and tumbling. In their regular season finale, the Bobcats lift Catherine Coker to the top of the pile, and she nails the 450 salto toss. Quinnipiac would win the meet by over 30 points.
Play number 4, men's lacrosse at Sacred Heart. Glenn Palatania fires a rocket like the one currently circling the moon. Bobcats take a late lead. We'll have more from that later.
Number 3, women's lax at Merrimack. Bree Provognano scores past the goalie, and Quinnipiac lost this match by 1.
Back to the men's side, Cole Marsala with the pass, weaves around the defender and wrists it top corner. Look at the precision on this movement and shot. Bobcats with the big upset win.
What a beautiful shot. Play number 1, we're going back to the baseball diamond. Peyton Van Kiss turns 2, steps on the bag, and then fires over to first. You gotta love the good old 5-3 double play. Quinnipiac would salvage the series and win the last game.
Is there anything better than a kid just flashing the leather
Absolutely
like that?
not.
Oh my
Love
goodness,
it.
what a play. Well, Ben, as seniors, it's time to say our goodbyes to the show. And I'll take the lead. I wasn't supposed to even be on the desk tonight, y'all, and I absolutely hate to talk about myself, so I'm going to take this senior goodbye time slot to show some love to the man who was supposed to be on the air tonight. That's right, Aaron, I'm talking about you. Over 4 years, you've gone from being the fun movie nerd who lived with Aiden Sergi across the hall in Ledges to a true brother. I really admire your work ethic and the passion you have for creating. I know I push your buttons sometimes. My bad. Sometimes intentionally, other times not. But I appreciate you putting up with me when I was producing this show last year, and for consistently giving love and effort to this organization, even when it didn't always give you the same in return. I know you're going to thrive with whatever you do next, and I can't wait to see your name in movie credits down the line. Love you, dog. Your turn, Ben.
Thanks, Nick. I appreciate you joining me on desk tonight last minute. Aaron, I know you're watching at home. I want to emphasize the flowers Nick gave you. I wouldn't be the person I am today without you. Sports Paws has a special place in my heart, but it wasn't always like that. When I first joined Q30, Bobcat Breakdown was the show that had my attention. The exciting debates, creative segments, and free-flowing nature of the show kept me coming back week after week. During the spring, I had the opportunity to work behind the scenes as an associate producer. That staff took me in from day one and taught me what a good producer looked like. Someone who's willing to raise their hand to do anything, calm under pressure, and could bring out the best in those around them. At the end of the semester, I knew I wanted to continue my work behind the scenes as one of the 2 executive producers on the show. After going through the application process, I was selected to be an executive producer, but not for Bobcat Breakdown. I was offered the role of EP for Sports Paws, a show I had attended but knew nothing about producing for. In that moment, I was unsure if I would be capable of being a good Sports Paws producer or if I'd get the same enjoyment out of it that I had for Breakdown. At the time, I questioned their decision, but 2 years later, I can say confidently that they made the right call. Sports Paws gave me a new family. Over the course of 26 shows, I grew friendships with 6 producers on our staff and had the chance to work with some great on-air talent. The show's formula, being more scripted and formal with its approach to covering sports, made it more challenging to be creative and take risks, which only motivated me more. I learned the importance of being versatile and also being able to pick up the slack for others when needed and trust the people around you to do the same in return. Like anything in life, there were ups and downs, but looking around the room after each show and seeing smiles kept me going week after week. I look forward to working in the wedge every week with the staff, sharing laughs and getting a few graphics done here and there. To every producer, anchor, and crew member I've gotten to work with, thank you for making this show and community so rewarding and enjoyable to be a part of. Thank you, Sports Paws, for not only making me a better producer in person, but giving me friendships that will last a lifetime. That's all the time we have on Sports Paws tonight. Thank you for choosing us over that national championship game.
We appreciate all the producers and the crew for their work behind the scenes. This operation could not run without you guys. And make sure to follow Q30 Television and Q30 Sports on Instagram, X, and YouTube. He's Ben Rickevicius. I'm Nick Boyd. Aaron Epstein's somewhere here in spirit. We'll see you next Tuesday for our last time on Bobcat Breakdown. Adios, amigos.